money, not really necessary. Um, yeah, so that's what we're talking about today, guys. Impulsivity. How many of you are impulsive buyers? We talked about being um, given into online and buying things online. I probably have 5 or 6 packages that were delivered here, including a paint set. So I'll be painting some stuff in my next phase of this vacation. Um, and actually, impulsivity, I'm resisting impulsivity because my friend's property here is of a decent size. It used to have 2 other tiny homes on it, plus his pretty big pool. And we were talking about what it would take to build brand new tiny homes behind his property between the house and the pool. And I said, so you could get one, installed here without the inside walls, and then I could put those in while I live there and build it up for you to rent out, and then we can build the second one. And they're like, you would come back to California? Because we're really good friends, and they live near a college, so it wouldn't be hard to rent those places out to college students that want a place close by college and are willing to pay the rent so they could have extra income. So I told him, I will give it more thought, but I want to help Fernando fix up this home. It's a very nice little home. It could use some upgrades and improvements. So, yeah, maybe I would move to California when Matt gets,
Oh,
um, yeah, and I like live inside the house until we get the first tiny home started. And then once we have like the bathroom and everything put in it, then I can go live in it while I help them rebuild it, build it, and then do the same for the second one. After the first one's able to be rented out, move over to the second one when it's in the phase of, and then they'd have 2 additional tiny homes to rent to college students who would enjoy living near college and having a big pool with a diving board and all that stuff. So we'll see. We'll see what's in the cards. Sometimes I think of things like that and I think, Jonathan, you're almost 55 years old. At some point, you need to settle into your own place and not just keep living at other people's places. But maybe I'm a vagabond. Maybe I'm just supposed to roam and
microphone. Microphone,
va-
she says.
yeah, that's
Hey.
Candy's word. She's such a and no one has asked me. Candy hasn't even asked me, and I'm kind of curious. Oops,
Microphone.
I just typed it, but it didn't go. Um,
This is a new word for me.
oh, I did to send it the other time. No one has asked, but I'm gonna ask it. I don't know what happened to Monera. She wasn't here yesterday or a day before yesterday, and she's not here today. It's kind of a
Yeah.
curious thing, right? So maybe we could reach out to her and see what's going on. If she's okay, that would be
Mm,
kind of cool.
mm.
Yeah, that's a word, vagabond. Does anybody know what it means?
I search on the dictionary that I know it now. I know the meaning of it now.
What you want to share with us? What it means?
The vagabond are the people who are in the street to bike or something else. They are homeless and they don't have the home, they don't have the friends, they just stay in the street or stay in different place. No
Yeah, or
job,
maybe, mm-hmm. Or maybe I
from
can say I'm a nomad.
no job, no home, from place to travel from place to place.
What about that word? Do you know that word?
No.
Nomad. Nomad.
Nomad.
Look at that frozen face.
I'm searching.
I know, I know. Thank you. Oh, it was a funny one.
I'm searching. And regarding to the impulsive purchasing, I think there are so many live streamers who have the live stream to sell their products, which are very cheap for us to buy. And they have their selling points will appeal a lot of audience in the chat by their product, and we don't need to think if it is necessary for us to buy it, and we just attracted by their selling point so that we just buy it. And after the live stream, I think that, do I need to have this or purchase this product? No, I don't need it. So I just get a refund of it and return the money from that account.
Very cool. Yeah, I started because I buy a lot of stuff on TikTok we have here, and most of it comes from China. It costs a lot less than it does on other, like even on Amazon. It just takes a few more days to get here. And speaking of which, Candy, when I get back from vacation, I'm gonna send that thing to you.
Okay.
Yeah. As soon as I get back from vacation. And I've had a few things sent here that I like from TikTok Shop, different vitamins and things that I want Fernando and his wife to try. And yeah, the good with Vagabond's new for me, no fixed place. Exactly, Leah. Shanam Sharma. Good job. Nomad is common. And so that's maybe my destiny in life. I had dreamed of having a home and a place, but I like people so much. And now people don't often travel to other people's homes if you're like in the rural setting. And I like helping people. So if I would, I enjoy the time we spend together, but I wouldn't want to live in their home because they're a married couple. And married couple need their own environment. Even though they would welcome me, they say guests in your home are like fish. You only want them out for a couple of days, and then after that, they start to stink. So you only want to visit people for a couple of days, and then
Yeah.
after that, you can start to stink. You mess up their routine, or, that's why I said we would want to plan it. Fernando and I have the day together today. His wife has to go to work. So I want to come up with a list of things I can do in here to upgrade this home and show Fernando how to do it. And then we can just roughly sketch some things he needs to research, like how much does it cost to get a new cement slab put in with plumbing, because you have to have all that in. He also has to look into what licenses or permits are required by the state to have a tiny home put on his property. And then, of course, finally, the exciting part, there are places that will build the tiny home. It's called Tough Shed. They used to just be sheds for your tools and stuff, but now they make them to the standard of a home, and you can decide how many windows, one floor, two floors, that kind of a thing. And they're very affordable, actually, and they'll come and install them on the slab for part of the price. And then basically, you would have the plumbing in the ground, and you would have the concrete slab, and you would have the home, one or two floors already built into the concrete. And so my part would be putting up the drywall, running the electrical wires in the wall, and this, those kinds of things, installing countertops and things like that. So it'd be kind of fun. I think it would be fun personally. And there's a Home Depot right by here, like 5 minutes from his house. So I could transfer and work there, and then yeah.
So if you relocate to the city, sorry, the state, and you can have your same work in another city.
Well, maybe not the same because supervisor roles have to be applied for. I might have to come back here as an associate again and then put in for promotion again. But California, I would gain like $5 an hour by moving here because they have state tax. So their standard of pay is higher because of that tax. So I wouldn't lose any money, and I might even come back and make a dollar or two more an hour working as an associate instead of a supervisor, which would be fine because I could fix my hours and not have the responsibility of delegation, and I can work with Fernando. And who knows? Who knows? I'll take it to prayer
Yeah.
and see what's.
So please
And we,
do
yeah,
not,
be
please,
impulsive.
yeah.
Either way, we'll all be together. That's the benefit of having long distance friendships and community is just take my laptop with me. So Fernando and his wife have had fun with the VR games. It's been really fun. I want to buy them a couple pairs of those and surprise them, but I'm not. I don't want to be impulsive. So um, yeah, guys, we're talking. Oh, someone had raised their hand, and I probably missed the opportunity to invite them to stage. I'm sorry, guys. We have plenty of time today. I do anyway. And Candy, yesterday, she was on a live stream like a half hour or an hour after she normally leaves us. So I think we can hold her captive today. I thought Candy was having her own live stream because I got
No,
on here.
no.
I missed you guys, and I looked when I was in my room. I woke up like at 6 o'clock. Oh wait, five, four, five, six. I woke up, yeah, like I think 6 o'clock or 6:30, and then I was looking for candy. I was searching all over. I had a sweet tooth, and I was looking for candy, and then I saw it said like a live stream around her name, and I'm like, oh, is she doing her own live stream? So cool. Let me pop up and surprise her. And then I saw the banner at the top. She was actually in a live stream. And so I did pop in and stalk her. I mean, watch her for a second. And then I was like, oh, okay, I felt weird without announcing that I was there. I felt like I was, so I was like, oh, let me get out of here. This is weird. And yeah, so guys, today we're talking about impulsive behavior. Do you have impulsive behavior? Some of the common things are eating or purchasing something, or um, it's kind of an uncontrolled action that leads to regret. Impulsive behavior. You could be someone who jumps in and out of relationships quickly, or you just make some impulsive decisions that cause you regret, shame or guilt, that kind of thing. It's what we're talking about today. And you can practice your English. Hi, Shanam Sharma. Impulsive behavior. Thank you. Hello for typing that. You're welcome to come on stage. There's a hand up, Candy. There we go. Candice, we've got Miss Gina who wants to come up. Let's see. Gina, welcome. I should put my iPad
Hello,
on chirping.
Jonathan.
Hey,
Oh,
Gina. Hello. Hello. How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. Thank you. Yeah,
Good. Welcome.
yeah, just
Hmm.
now I canceled the result because my kid, he's here, make a lot of noise. So I'm afraid if you make me up on the stage, then he's noisy. So I canceled. But I calm down
Oh,
him
oh,
now.
oh. You calmed
I
him
give
down.
him a computer. Then he's seeing movie and then calm down now so I can into the voice room. Then I just raise my hand up again.
Ah, okay, cool, cool, cool. Well, welcome. We're talking about impulsive behavior, and normally that means that it's something that causes you regret. You wish you would have done it differently. And we do it over and over again. Sometimes you do it over and over again, and that's what we're talking about as our topic today. Do you have any impulsive behavior, spending, or impulsive eating, things like that?
Yeah,
Anything?
I think I always, especially in work, in my job, during I work, if I receive some unreasonable requirement, I will lose temper. I can't control myself. Then,
That's a
yeah,
good one. That's
sometimes
a good one.
I can't control myself. Then, I will be my attitude maybe not so good. After that, maybe I will graduate. I didn't respond in a better way. Yeah, yeah. I don't know whether this is impulsive
Yeah.
behavior.
That's actually a great example. So, impulsive spending, impulsive eating, or aggressive outbursts, where we just let anger take over, right?
Yeah,
Risky behaviors, like doing something risky, um, or interruption of conversations. It's an impulse. It's A desire without restraint. And sometimes it's exciting. So people get hooked on the excitement of impulse, like exciting on buying something, or all of a sudden you'll impulsively get hot pot. Oh,
Yeah.
look, we got Candy back again. Did you see how she was like we got Candy's pulse excited there for a second. Um, so impulsive behavior, maybe that word pulse is in there on purpose because something stimulates our pulse. And we talked about relationships, maybe not in your country, but in the United States where people freely go in and out of relationships without their family giving them a problem or anything like that. But maybe you have more cultural concerns in your country and people aren't as impulsive. But yeah, so see, it's starting to develop, guys. Can you guys see how it can be developed? So we also are we're gonna ask Candy something right now, but we will also talk about how to address any impulsive behavior, how to create moments of pause and decision making, and how to replace it with other behaviors. But Candy, have you thought of any impulsive behavior that you want to share with us?
Uh, I think I have, as for my temper, and it's very easy for me to have the bad temper, and my temptation is very, I want to solve all the problems by myself very quickly, but the reality is that not all the things can go as I control or I expected. So when a lot of things couldn't couldn't go as my expectations, I think I would be very angry about the situation, and it is much easier for me to get angry if I couldn't push or complete the things as scheduled. I think it can be one of the impulsive behavior.
It could be, and it's kind of like setting up a trigger or being, we talked about the word seduction. Sometimes our actions or our habits can seduce us or draw us into those behaviors and override our ability to stop us. Like, so, um, a seduction is to slowly draw you in. Like, if you have the impulse for it, we joked about it, but say it was hot pot. Let's make it something semi innocent. So if you have regret of either spending too much money on hot pot or feeling too full, like you shouldn't be eating that way, because you're doing it often, I mean, not once in a while, but if you were doing it too much and you're like, oh, why did I do that? I didn't have the money for it. Or why did I do that? Because I'm gaining weight now. Um, you would realize that you're allowing seduction to take place. Maybe you're going to the area near where your favorite hot pot place is, and that environment will draw you into it because you'll be there during the food time. You'll smell the fragrances. You'll feel it in your belly. And then you see one of your friends. Oh, there's no excuse now because there's my friend. I'm hungry. It's time. Let's go get hot pot. So you would realize that by going to that area or by having your credit card or whatever the case may be, you're kind of allowing that seduction to draw you into something that you later regret. If it's anger, you could be setting the stage by when you feel that you've been taken advantage of, you start to think thoughts like, that's not fair. What are they doing? They don't have a right to do that. I can't believe I let them get away with that. And you can, in your mind, you can start to create that seduction to draw you into having an outburst or having a reaction. So you need to do something to separate you from that seduction that draws you into it, that environment, or stop those thoughts that can lead you to actions that can make you feel regret. So you have to put something in between there. You guys, a coffee addiction is can be an impulsive behavior. It can be, and it's all integrated. There's habits, there's a conditional response. like again in our country, if you find yourself in and out of relationships, it could be you're impulsive because you like the feeling of being in a new relationship, or you like the ability to do things in a relationship without a consciousness. So if you know the person, you feel more self-conscious. Oh, I can't do that because I'm going to see them again. But if you have a quick relationship and there's less chance of seeing them again, they don't know your friends, they don't know your family, it could seduce you into having inappropriate or spontaneous relationships, however you think of that. So you have to analyze it. Having friends helps us to analyze it. And you can say, Jonathan, I feel like I'm buying a lot of stuff. Do you think I'm buying a lot of stuff? Or I feel like I'm eating hot pot too much. Can I just tell you whenever I'm eating? I'm just using that as an example. There's no way that I think Candy does that kind of thing too much. She's very disciplined, especially now with exercise. So I'm just giving those as examples.
I I had 2 times of the hot pot last week.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking
So
about.
when we eat 2 times, right?
Yeah,
Two
but
times one week.
she weighs like, 30 kilos. She's fine.
So
Mm.
I avoid having the higher calorie when I have the hot pot. I avoid, but I like having the hot pot, but
I
I
also
try
like.
I try my best to avoid the higher calorie things at
So this, oh, sorry. I didn't see you were finished. I'm sorry, sorry,
no
sorry.
problem. I finished now.
No, because I respect that when you're still thinking and putting things together. I know I don't like it when it happens to be because I'm trying to sort my thoughts. So self-awareness is what we're talking about now. We're trying to develop self-awareness with you guys, like asking yourself those tough questions. Do I do something spontaneously? Do I have regret? Has it become a problem? Is it a habit? Or is it an addiction? Meaning I've identified it as a problem before. I've tried to stop, but I just can't. Or, those kinds of things. And you guys know, you don't have to reveal it here. Some of your habits or impulsive behaviors are really embarrassing, and you don't want to, it's not the right environment to share them here. But awareness is key. Identifying things that trigger it, things that cause the final step of that thing to happen. And then if you have someone to confide in, if it's a more personal thing, then you can ask for accountability. You can ask for prayer about it. You can um, share with people the details that you're ashamed of so that that person can be more sensitive and supporting of you. So that takes away the power of the impulse. The more private it is, the more likely you are to succumb to it. But the more you have someone that you've shared it with, and since you won't stop yourself, like, no, I don't have a problem. I just buy things when I need them. And but instead, if you said, Jonathan, look, let me tell you the ugly truth. I'm in debt. I have this much credit debt, and it causes me to spend this much in interest. And it just makes me want to spend more money because I work hard. I deserve things. You know what I mean? You can see the logic of it when you share it with somebody and then know that person's not going to judge you or attack you because of those things. Candy, go, Candy, go.
Yeah, I have the experience last Saturday, and I think once upon a time I work overtime on Saturday, and I'm now very happy about that situation because as for the Saturday I need to go to work, but there is no extra salary for my workload. So I just want to purchase something, and I just go downstairs and buy very expensive shoes for me. I think it is almost,
Impulsive.
yes, it is impulsive, and the money of it is almost more than $100. It is a little bit expensive for me, and
out of,
that's
out of your budget. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah. But I bought it because that I want to have my day there, because I'm not very happy about my workload and I don't
Hmm.
want to work overtime. And you know, here it is a thing. I work overtime last Saturday as well. So in my heart, wow, I just want to buy a pair of shoes.
You
To
you justified it. Yeah, you
yeah,
justified it.
you know, the my mom just have the same thing this time, but you know, I just gave it up. I didn't buy the shoes.
Ah,
Oh,
you didn't
good.
buy at
You
last.
did not. You
I
stopped
didn't.
it. Good.
Yeah, I stopped it.
So
Even though
you,
And
my heart and my mind just want to, Candy, I want to buy a pair of shoes because I'm not very happy that I work on Saturday.
but at
uh,
last you control yourself. So this is controlling impulsive behavior, right?
hmm yeah,
Yeah,
she recognized it. She recognized it, and she
so
did prevent it.
maybe even though I also want to buy the shoes now, but maybe I will buy the suitable budget for me of the
Yeah,
shoes.
yeah. Well, and that's all we need is that moment of pause, guys, because remember we talked about um, when your emotions are stimulated, either one way because of frustration and you want to act out in another way. Maybe you can't have your way at work, but you want to have control over something else. And you have a bad feeling at work, you want to have an increase in good feelings over here. And so these things aren't bad of themselves, it's if you give in to them. It's if you give in to them and finding an alternate way to feel good. Candy, I was talking with her briefly because I bother her at work sometimes and because of our time difference. And I'm like, hey, how's it going, sister? And she's like, hi, I'm here. You know, yes, I'm here. And then I know she's probably doing 1,000 things, but I just thought about her, so I just text her and see how she's doing. But I'm sensitive that she's at work and she's probably in the middle of a bunch of things, and I just ask her stuff and find out about it. But um, it's good that you have these moments of pause because if you establish a pattern of doing this over and over again, then that will be what you run to. So if Candy were to buy the shoes and it would feel great, and she have regret later, but she's like, no, but I'm just gonna keep these. I just won't do it again. Then there's more of a likelihood that she will do it again because she gave into it once and it felt good. So things that make us feel good are usually the culprit for a lot of our bad patterns, and we need to find other ways to feel good that don't cost us too much money, that don't bring us shame and guilt. So it's a replacement therapy. Yeah, or you need to diminish the negative thing. Whatever's causing you to feel bad, you need to handle that situation at work. Go ahead, Candy. I'm sorry. And guys, I might put myself on mute. I'll keep hearing you, but I have to go take care of something really quick. Candy, can you take the host hat
Okay,
for a second? All right, I'll just put
okay,
myself on mute. I'm listening though. I can hear you guys.
okay. So Gina, do you have any other impulsive behavior like the buying things or the temptation or something else that you want to share with us?
Yeah, I think just now you talk about buy a house. Yeah, right. Buy a house.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Actually, I also bought one. Yeah, I bought at 2020. Yeah, that is the top. Yeah, yeah, that is the top point. At that time, I don't know the price will drop down, so I want to maybe buy a house will keep the at least keep the value the same with yeah
Oh,
increase or at least not drop, but finally it dropped. But I don't know whether this is possible behavior because at the time I actually I don't know what will happen in the future and uh, if I don't buy, maybe the price go up. I also will regret and and I bought, and the price go down. Um, in my opinion, I'm not so regret. I just think depend on that situation, depend on my experience. I did that decision. Is yeah, that decision is um, it must be done because I only have that experience. Yeah, I have no more value, no more knowledge to support. I can do a better decision. So I'm not sure that is a impulsive behavior.
Well, it was, but thank you guys for keeping the conversation going. It was, but look, you live and learn. What we're talking about is um, like if you bought one property and you lost money on it because it was impulsive, and then you bought another property or invested spontaneously in a car just because you like the color or something, and then lost money on that, then Candy might say, Gina, you've shared these things with me, but I see a pattern for you of impulsive behavior followed by regret. You're a smart woman. Do you think that you're doing it in response to frustration at work or stress at work, or because you're starting a pattern of impulsively buying something expensive and then regretting that decision later? So that's why we need friends. We need confidants, people we can trust, people who are or seem like family, and you need to seek counsel. It just means not professional per se, but like Gina might ask me and might ask Candy and then might ask some of her family members, do you think what I did was impulsive? And then see what all of us say because we don't really talk to or know each other. And so Gina would hear what I would say and what Candy would say or someone else in the chat, and then what her family says, and then see what the common answer is, and then it might wake her up to awareness and go, maybe I am justifying these things. Maybe it does feel good to just spend a lot of money or get a loan or spend a credit card. That kind of thing, guys. So, impulsive behavior, one of the answers is to talk to someone, share your struggles with a trusted friend, family member, or therapist that can provide support. Um, and we all need someone like that in our lives. Sometimes in, sometimes it's helpful to have friends like that that are near. Sometimes with internet now, it's helpful to have friends that are far because you feel a little easier to trust them when they're far away. You don't have to look at them every day, or if it's embarrassing, or you feel that. You know, there's all these dynamics, guys. I'm sharing with you randomly because a lot of normal, natural relationship connections have gone away with most of the generations now. So they feel like they're by themselves. They feel like they have to look at Google or the one that starts with an S from Apple. I don't want to say it because all of my equipment will light up right now. If I say her name, she'll pop up everywhere. My watch will go off, my iPad, and everything else. But we run to those advisors, those AI advisors, instead of asking friends for accountability, asking friends if we're doing something, or confiding in friends that we have regret about something. Yeah, so that's why we have these conversations. I want to promote healthy friendships and healthy relationships between people so you can see that it's so beneficial to develop these things with one another so that we can figure these things out instead of just being trapped by them. Yeah. Okay, this is brought to you by Italian sparkling water. We need a commercial. Um, So, everyone who's here, thank you for being here. Stay with us. Should we bring one more person up and see what they want to contribute? See what's going on?
Okay.
Let's bring up. I think this might be a guy. Let's get a guy up here. Wait a minute. Yeah, another guy. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hi, Lydia.
Hello.
Welcome. Hey, how you doing?
Hello,
Hello.
Hi, how are you doing? Hi.
I can't hear your voice.
You can't hear my voice? Candy, can you hear my voice?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Maybe
It's
his
his connection.
yeah connection
His
issue.
connection.
Maybe he didn't love to have the voice from that application.
Maybe.
I
I
heard
see.
your voice is very low. I don't know why.
Maybe it is the problem of your phone, because we all can hear from each other very well.
Yeah, it's impulsive to raise their hand and come on stage and not think about the topic.
Teacher, first, can you hear my voice?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, we can.
So what
Well,
happened
mhm.
to my phone?
Who knows? Who knows?
I don't know. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? One, two, three. 一二三. Un, deux, trois. Eins, zwei, drei.
Johnathan, can you speak Chinese?
一点点. Like this.
I just listen you the 1 2 3.
No, I can. Candy won't teach me. I keep asking her and she won't teach me.
Oh no, no,
She
no.
says no, no, keep you in the dark. Yeah.
Yeah, but a lot of foreigners feedback Chinese is very difficult to learn.
Well, I'm sure it is. I only imitate a few phrases, but when I was 20, I wanted to learn. I should have learned it. And but now I spend the time more helping with English. Candy, can you text him and text him directly and let him know that, we can hear him, but he can't hear us, and we don't know why.
Hmm.
Okay.
Maybe his
Yeah, that
cell
way he
phone
doesn't
is.
feel left out. Yeah, I
I
think
heard
he
the
has a
voice
problem.
very low. I can't hear clearly.
Oh, you can't hear it clearly?
对, I
Whoa,
can't hear your
whoa.
voice clearly.
Clean that out. Oh, okay.
I don't know
Yeah,
why.
we don't need to see that.
Volume up.
Everybody, let's go.
大点声，大点声。
大点声是吧? But I wear a earphone. I try to wear a
OK，
earphone.
Oh,
戴
earphones. There you
就
go.
那就戴耳机吧。
We
对,
can see your face, Mike says. I see a big ear, Blee says. uh, Wendelin smiling. Go and come back. That's a good idea, time travel. Go and come back. That's funny, that phrase with your name. Kind of makes sense. Time travel, go and come back. Um, Hi, welcome from Morocco. Morocco. Sounds like such a cool place. Uh, Candy, do you know what two languages are most common in Morocco?
I don't know.
You should, but it's okay. I'll give you one of them. One of the languages that are common in Morocco. Morocco is, anybody know? Ah, well, there is French, Arabic, and French. Good job, Vicky. Yeah, Arabic and French are the two most common languages. Like in the United States, it's English and Spanish. In Morocco, it's no, good guess, Lydia. It's Arabic and French. Very cool.
Can you hear us?
We're getting him set up.
OK，嗯， I just something just came to my mind that about the impulsive behavior, and
Ah,
yeah, sometimes I just share with others directly without any further further consideration, like, do I hurt her if I just say this directly? So sometimes I just share with others about my opinions very directly. I didn't I didn't consider that if they can accept, if they are so emotional.
that's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Good job. That's a good one. Because we have regret or we realize there is a better way of doing it. So that's where we'd have to exercise restraint. Um, you can pause and reflect. So there's a lot. There's 8 steps to interrupt this. One is self-awareness. Like right now, you just discovered that you have this impulsivity. You want to look at it. So you identify what triggers you to do that. Maybe with you, it's a desire to relay what popped into your mind, and you don't think about the other thing. You don't want to forget it, so you want to get it out there. And monitoring your behavior, see how often you do it, if it's actually a problem, or if it has only occurred once or twice before. And then give yourself a break and consider the consequences, which is what you're saying right now, Candy. At the time of emotional movement, do something that will interrupt that emotional flow so that you don't give in to it, right? And it could be just saying something boldly to someone instead of pausing and considering their emotions or their feelings. Um, and reflect on the consequences. You know, you could hurt their feelings. They might not be ready for that. So good, good. Take a break. Take a time out, right? It's the reason why in the past in our country, um, ladies would wait several dates before they gave the impression that they liked a guy or not, because they wanted to always have the opportunity to pause and let their emotions settle before they made decisions. But when we take that pause out, we're more likely to do things we regret. And that's what happens now with this speed dating. I sound like such an old man, don't I? Is you put yourself in a situation where you like a lot of the situation, you enjoy the feeling of the situation, and you give into impulse instead of taking a time out and saying, let's go out again next week. And gives yourself a whole time to talk to your friends and get advice about the person, tell them about your date or your meeting, and then let your emotions settle instead of the other thing. Cool, cool, cool. So, developing strategies is another one. So, if Candy, if you see in that situation, every time you do that, you can develop a strategy. Like, think of what you will say to yourself or to someone else before you say things that could be harmful. And that alone will give you the way to escape that situation. Is this making sense, Gina? Candy's saying sometimes she says things too directly without considering the other person's feelings.
Yeah. I have the same problem with Candy. Yeah.
Yeah, because
Just
you're angry.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, sometimes cannot control to speak very softly. Maybe it related to your personal character, right? Yeah, some people they just soft. Even they are angry, they also don't lose temper. But some people may be more direct. They cannot control themselves.
Well,
You know, uh, yeah. Do you know how now I how to control myself to make me react better? I just
how?
when they have a special requirement or unreasonable requirement, I just stop speaking. Yeah, I I speak nothing. Then I keep quiet maybe 1 minute. Then after that,
Yeah.
yeah, I will decide whether I need react or retort him directly or just let things go. Yeah, yeah.
No, it's
So
good to get rid of the energy that's causing you. Give yourself a break from the setting. Yeah,
yeah,
it's
yeah,
good.
yeah.
Take a deep breath. When I was in the military, at first it was acceptable as a leader to just tell people to do things. I used to be able to yell at someone and say, "Hey, it's not about what you think, it's what I'm telling you to do, right?" And then
Yeah.
and they'd have to accept that because it was the military and it was mostly men. But as we allowed women to work in other areas of the military, they started having to train us that that's not the way. So sometimes I would get so frustrated and feel like I wanted to go into my old mode and it's not acceptable. I would go into my office and shut the door and exercise to get rid
So
of to get rid of that energy because that energy was compelling me to be very commanding and the environment wasn't acceptable to be that way. So I would just take care of that energy myself and then go back out and go, well, we have to do this, this, and this. It would give me ability to get my head back. You know what I mean? And Candy does that through some of her exercise, maybe some challenges at work or feeling like she can't catch up or be productive or people telling her what to do. And she is able to exercise in some indirect way or maybe direct way. Maybe she uses that as a motivation for her exercise. Or maybe it's just a side effect that if she releases that stress and energy somewhere else, then it won't have power over her during her day, or it will help her to get rid of that energy before she tries to sleep. So, there's we have to understand human behavior and we have to understand physiological, the way our bodies work physically, chemically, and you can work that to your advantage instead of just being a victim of these automatic processes, right? Yeah, so there's a lot of this can apply to a lot of things, guys. It can apply to a lot of things. Feeling if people feel alone and they run into relationships, then you can build good friendships where you don't feel as alone. And then you won't have such a buildup of need to have someone give you attention or whatever, whatever. So that's why we talk about both sides of it. And sometimes you can't see what's causing the other thing. So talking about it with someone can help you to see what's causing you to get into that position. Make sense?
Yes.
Cool, cool, cool.
but just now I see a comment. He see the impulsive behavior sometimes is benefit. And do you have any example about the impulsive behavior have benefits?
Could be. Candy, can you think of an impulsive behavior that has a benefit?
Um.
Maybe we buy the house if the price go up. Then
But
it's
here it is a thing. If I prefer to do the quick decision, and I don't want to look around and see a lot of things because my personality is quick to solve the problem, and my personality is quick to have the opinion or the feelings. So it's very very quick for me to make the decision, and I don't want to have more choices. If I didn't make the decision in short way, and when I look a lot of things and take a lot of things into consideration, it's very hard for me to make the final decision.
Yeah, yeah, debating too long. can be a problem. So
Yeah.
being decisive is not a bad thing, and Candy has experience. I'm sure she's made mistakes that have caused her to refine her decision-making process, and now much of it is automatic. She's been in that environment for a while. She's had both sides of those decisions in the past, and so now she goes, "No, just do that. No, we're going to do this. No, I'm not going to do that." That's just healthy decision-making patterns. What we're talking about is impulsiveness that is maybe fueled by emotion that brings about regret or shame or guilt later. Those are the identified ones. So you can be a good decision maker, which I believe Candy is because of her job in certain environments. She may be a very good decision maker, and they count on her to do that. She has to make decisions about rescheduling this person or rescheduling that meeting or doing this tomorrow because I have to get this done today. She's administrative assistant, so she's she's paid for that ability. But it's in those foreign environments where we make decisions that, again, we have regret. And you have to see if there's a deficiency somewhere that you're compensating for. Um, for example, if someone is in a position of authority and they say no all day, or they get told no all day, it could lead to impulsive behavior that makes them feel like they just want to say yes, no matter what the consequences. So they could spend money impulsively. They can say yes to, like I said, a gathering or a relationship or an activity without thinking because I think so much at work. I don't want to think when I'm off work. I just want to do stuff. I just want to be. I don't want to think. I just want to be. And so it can cause you to be in situations that you're like, oh man, I should have thought about that a little bit more. So again, you won't have these moments of self-awareness if you don't think about the consequences and what caused the consequences. And friends can help with that. Really, seriously, friends can help with that because they're not emotionally moved by us and we can confide and talk with them. In fact, having same-sex friends, because obviously women can relate to women, and sometimes bouncing it off opposite sex can help us to have a different perspective. And even if it's older versus younger, an older person might say, you're not alone. All of us deal with that. Really? Yeah, you're not alone. We all deal with it. Some people deal with it sooner, some people deal with it later, but it's human nature. And you can feel a sense of relief that you're not strange or you're not alone, right? So these are the dynamics of different types of relationships that I think are being thrown away because people are living in their own little virtual world. They're not they're not building regular relationships with people. I'm looking at some of the comments over here as we wind up the candies overtime. Let's see. If it's an intrusive thought, maybe distract yourself. This person, not Candy, that person, but Candy the sweet Candy. Okay, so she's, yeah, know what I mean. So they says I use candy with hot chili. So unless we have someone else on stage named Hot Chili, we're not talking about our co-host. So I use candy with hot chili flavor sometimes to distract herself. Okay, so I mean, Richard, if it's working, then you don't need to fix it, right? If it's working, something that gives him a moment of pause to reconsider. Yeah. So let me give Candy a couple more solutions. I don't want to keep her too long if she has to go. Um, so again, self-care. Candy's really into fitness now, so that manages some of her stress relief, and she's had the side effect of sleeping better. So she can keep that as long as it's effective. Um, but reflecting and adjusted, regular check-ins, again, accountability partners or friends that you can check in with and give them an update so that you can feel accountable. You won't hide this stuff. Now, time for you guys to talk because I've been on council mode. Go ahead, Candy.
Um, one person just sent me a private message. I have the ego. Just set the private message. One word, ego. ego.
I mean, that's a little bit of a drive-by. I don't I don't think it's an ego to be confident about your capabilities. And like I said, you have to think of the context. Candy's an administrative assistant for a very busy company. She probably does the work of at least 3 people, no exaggeration, and they're able to get away with that. So she's working all the time. She's very confident about her decision making. That's confidence. That's not an ego like arrogance. That's from performance. I'm confident that I can have certain results with my fitness because I've been doing it my whole life. It's not an ego. I don't go around, "Oh, I can do this, I can do that. I can make you into what you want to be." That would be arrogant and ego, but I know processes, I know diets, I know what can get results. So Candy is the same in her environment, and I don't think that's an ego at all. It's a little bit of a drive-by to send her an instant, a personal message that just says the word ego. So I don't know. We can maybe if that person doesn't recover from that drive-by where you just say something and keep going, we can remove them from the group if they're still here. Yeah. Anyway, Candy, thank you for taking all that you take, Candy. I know sometimes people give you a hard time.
No
Appreciate
problem.
you. Appreciate you. Yeah. So,
Mm.
Gina, anything else you want to add to this? Gina, were you the one that told Candy that eagle? Just kidding.
But
Like, no.
actually, I didn't understand what's the meaning of ego. I just
自
Oh,
我
ex,
自负
ex,
oh,
yeah, it's okay.
uh, I just I didn't know which word ego
Ego.
ego
It
ego
just means it just
oh,
means like arrogance or focused on yourself, that kind of
ego.
thing. Thank you. Oh, Lydia wrote it there. How to spell it? EGO. Yeah. Richard says, I think creative impulses are very important too. Exactly. Richard, yeah, thank you for helping us to navigate. So, again, guys, one of the ways of determining whether your impulses are something that you need to control or not is if there's a negative side effect. So, feelings of regret or ashamed or um, that you can't control it, you know? I don't know. I just speak my mind. When I get upset, I just speak my mind. Well, that's not very responsible. Like Candy was saying in a much smaller way, sometimes she says things that come off very direct and she wants to maybe consider a way to control that setting or that moment. So she's a little more considerate about the other person. I think it's great. That's a very healthy response, Candy. So guys, if you have side effects of regret or, shame or guilt, then that's a sign that you need to look into that. Yeah.
May I ask the ego is the same meaning with conceited. We use it two words at the same situation or no?
No,
Conceited.
ask Candy that one because I'm gonna run again. I'll be right back. Candy, ask her again.
Kenny, did you get what I mean? Ego is it equal to conceited? Is these two words the same or not?
and I don't think it is. Conceit 是什么意思？是欺骗吗？
conceit 我看是自负，conceited 是自负、骄傲、自大的意思。
哦，那应该差不多吧。ego 就是自负。就刚刚有一个人说我，就是给我发了一条信息，说我自负。
啊，why? I think you are confident and
I don't
also
know. I receive some of the negative feedback when I join the live stream, but it doesn't matter. I don't care. Someone just have the comment why I'm like this. Sometimes I'm very tired when I join like this. Some people just say, "Candy, wow, you just have the bad gesture. You didn't respect others." But I don't
you
care.
don't.
I don't.
Mm. I also
Mhm.
want to. I have another question in my mind. Yeah, yeah. Just now we speak actually we always thinking a little. If in English, which word describe this is better?
Well, I mean, it's all about context, you know. And what Candy means by the comments is if the comments that people are making about Candy or myself are not thought out, meaning they don't know us. You know, if we're a community, guys. This is not a TV show. We're not personalities. We're people. And so Candy, I really respect that she tries to make it. She comes as she is. She's herself, you know. She doesn't put on her like public face versus her private face per se. And I like that about her. I'm happy that my sister does those things. It's very natural, and that's what we want everybody to feel comfortable coming here, even if it's late, even if you Candy sometimes comes out, her hair's still wet because she had to hurry up and clean up after her workout. So, you know, guys, we're a community. So if we're not meeting your standards, don't just say harmful things and leave. Just leave.
Yeah.
So that's what she means by it doesn't matter and she doesn't care. She cares about people who are part of our community, but not people who are insensitive enough to say things like that. They don't matter. They're just doing a drive-by. They just come, cause some harm, and then keep going. And it doesn't matter to
Maybe
us.
they
Yeah.
are just jealous of you. Yeah,
It could
is
be
it?
any number of things. Yeah. People, they don't know us. So if you spend time to get to know Candy and myself, you would see we're a community. We talk here, we talk in other parts. We're on WeChat, we have a group there. So we bounce around to try to serve the community members. And we allow anybody to come into our groups because we want them to get a chance to see our community. And some people don't appreciate it or they're used to the other formats, like they get upset because there's still a spot open. But sometimes if I'm describing things, I'm using a lot of hand gestures. I'm teaching you guys how to communicate better. And the way I communicate as a communicator can help you to see past my words and understand how you can communicate better. So, we do have a goal, guys. It's not directly related to the topics, it is to get you to use your English. So, if our topic causes you to use your English, great. If the digression or the side topic causes you to be more involved, then we'll jump over there. But I only have Candy for normally an hour because she has a very respectable routine where she likes to prepare for bed and do other things so she gets good sleep. And we're
So
in big support of that.
I'm so happy that recently the quality of my sleep is going to better than before. So I hope it will be better in the future again.
I think it will, Candy. You don't, you know, what you discovered the other day is you relieve the stress in a different, more challenging way, and it doesn't always have to be fitness. So whatever gives you a control factor to relieve the stress or and remember guys, stress that is gradually accumulated doesn't feel like stress. You might still be able to smile, you might think everything's okay, but when you feel the side effects, like when you get to work and you immediately feel a high level, then your environment has been building stress on you. And if you don't have other routes of release, that stress can keep your mind racing at night. And with your mind thinking of all the things to do tomorrow and everything, but if you exhaust your mind or if you relieve that stress and then you have a night routine like Candy does, then you'll find you can relax and shut off your brain, enjoy your rest. So, Candy and I have tried several things to assist her, and some of it worked, some of it worked a little bit. But she's going to find several combinations of things that she can do that help her to get into that mode of sleep, completely relaxed, and then drift off, and then wake up like, yes, new day, ready to go. Let's go, let's go.
So Candy, you have a lot of stress, then affect your sleep.
Yes, it is.
Uh,
It
you know,
was.
I can share. share something with you. You know, in COVID-19, I also COVID-19. Yeah, that year I also have a lot stress. Yeah, I come and I want to go. The government is not allowed, not allow me to go. Then I just stay at a home, a big house myself. Yeah, very lonely. And so you know, I just jogging. Every day I will run about around 5 or 7 kilometer. Maybe about 40 and 1 hour. Yeah, after that you will get a lot of sweaty, right? Then the sweaty out, it will make you cheer up. You will forget your stress. I
Good,
think
yeah.
the exercise, you can do any exercise you like to make your sweat. Then yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, a lot of sweat can release yourself. Yeah, I think
it's
it's
true.
very important.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. You guys are in control. Once you figure out how your body works and your emotions and your mind, you can do things to alleviate some of those things. And I mean, that's why we look into it, right? Like if, if you think about like ladies, if you think, oh, it must be nice to have a boyfriend because they buy you flowers and, well, I mean, buy yourself a bunch of flowers on the way home. It's not the same, but it might cheer up your place. You see the life, you see the color, you put it in a vase, take care of it. And so these are, again, not in replacement therapy, but in a way to bring a sense of satisfaction from those moments so that you can, everyone deserves to relax and sleep well, right? And so instead of escaping in artificial romance in books and movies and stuff, just take better care of yourself. Listen to yourself. Maybe take time to write down the things you like about yourself. And again, not to replace a person doing that towards you, because it's nice when someone says nice things towards you, but having a better thought process about yourself, what you like about yourself right now. We talked about that in journaling and writing a diary. Just reflect on your life. And right now, at this age, this is how I feel about myself. This is the things that I regret. These are the things I'm grateful for. Just take the time because you'll find that that thought process is very healing, very satisfying. Yeah, and Candy has a lot to be grateful for and a lot to be, she should have a lot to be really happy about in her life. I know that I try to mention to her if it sounds weird, but I try to mention how proud I am of her and her decisions and her accomplishments. And, because I'm really happy with a lot of the decisions she makes and who she is today. She's better than, I mean, not that she was bad when I met her, but I see her, she's evolved in a better way than when I first met her. So whatever that input means to her, I don't know if it's effective, but I take the time to do that because she's a valuable friend and I want her to know these things from someone. So, yeah. Yeah, guys, you'll find a lot of the solution is in your environment already. And you know that I would preach about it as often as you would give me a chance that friendships are so important and friendships between different phases of life and everything. It's so important, and many of the new generations have cut that off. So they're suffering. So make a friend. Let a friend in your life somewhere.
I think the first the most important is put yourself at the first priority. Yeah, you
Yeah,
are the yeah first priority. Your feeling is the first priority.
Well, I mean, in many ways. And surround yourself with people who respect your feelings.
Yeah, yeah.
Surround yourself with people who are showing that they do care for you as a friend, as an associate, as whatever. And start to pull people out of your life that are not contributing to that end, right? People who are draining you, or people who are always just hating on you, just saying things that are just harmful. Just detach yourself from some of those people. They're toxic, right? And so, guys, I mean, we can't. All of these are different topics that I would enjoy, but um, through this app and through live streaming, I got to meet Candy, and so I got to meet Moneta. I got to meet several other people that aren't necessarily interacting with us, and my life has been enhanced by knowing them. They're bigger part of my life than maybe they realize because this is more than a routine. I like to see them and find out how they're doing and bother Candy at work and all that stuff. Yeah. All right. Any questions for, oh, maybe eating some vitamins enable to help sleep? Yeah, I mean, you can try chemical or deficiencies there. But think about it, guys. If you're stressed and you're burning up certain vitamins and minerals, then the vitamins and minerals would fill that. Um, but I think people's a huge, the right kind of people is a huge thing. We don't utilize our relationships enough. Not use, like not use them and throw them away, but challenge them or incorporate them into our lives. Candy, final words? I know you're hanging out longer than usual, although although you were running late in someone else's live stream yesterday, but I'm just saying. I was
Oh,
like, dang, she's still up and online, and what the heck? But she was just hungry to practice her English, that's all.
yes, it
That's all.
is.
I got you. Yeah.
I
And I
have
was
to go.
unavailable. Giddy up. All right, sis. See you later. Have some good
Yeah,
rest.
yeah. I just texted was Monella. She didn't reply.
Okay, let me know when she does and we'll figure it out. Take care, sis. Get some rest.
Bye
See you
bye.
later, alligator.
Bye.
All right. It's just us, Gina, and whoever else is raising their hand. Candy's our co host, guys. Oh, look, all of a sudden. What the yah? Let's see. Let's see. Let's get you up here. It's hard to see who's been waiting because Hello Talk mixes them up in the waiting room. So I can't tell who's been waiting and who hasn't. So forgive me, guys. There's no order. I wish they would have like 1 through 10 of people who has been waiting the longest and move the list. But let's see. Let's see. Thank you guys for waiting. Sorry. Let me see. How about Lucas? He looks like we should get him up here. And we'll just invite a bunch of people. And whoever accepts first will get on stage. There we go. Lucas Lee. What a cool name. LL. Welcome. Welcome. All right. Hello.
Hi, good. In my time, I'm from China, so it's evening time. So good
It is.
evening.
It is evening. It's like 9:30, almost 9:30 p.m., right?
Yes, and I just finished some food outside. I just returned back my home, so I was still checking your live streaming when I ate some dumplings.
Oh, good. And thanks for eating those first, because for some reason it's popular to eat online now. Like, no. Some live
Yeah.
streamers will be eating while they're talking. I'm like, no, no.
Yes,
Very cool.
definitely.
How were you? Homemade dumplings, or did you buy them out in town? You said you were eating
Uh,
outside.
I went outside. I went outside. Sometimes I cook by myself, but just today, today I cooked my. Today I didn't cook. I just want to hang outside, and actually, I went to a restaurant. I always go, and they really make very delicious dumplings.
Wow.
And also outside that restaurant, uh, there was an accident. So a man, I think it's a man, sold his gold into a gold shop, and that shop owner didn't pay the man with the full price. I think maybe so they had
Hmm.
some conflict, and
Wow.
they even called the police, and there
Wow.
was a crowd of people just gathering together. And I also went there to take and took a look.
But let's talk about impulse. That's our
Yeah,
topic today.
yeah, I saw that.
Impulse behavior. Yeah. So I'm not going to elaborate. When you hear how to control impulsive behavior, what about yourself do you think needs to be controlled? What about yourself? Do you have any impulsive behavior?
Yes, definitely I do. I do. And actually, uh, I I think I see myself as a self-disciplined person, but still sometimes maybe once, maybe twice a month, like that. This frequency, I will feel like, oh, I need to shop. I think sometimes I really have this uh, passion to shop. So I like shop. I like shop clothes, and also I like do some entertainment consume. So sometimes I feel like I cannot control myself. Maybe it's because I self disciplined for like half a month. I feel like I need to relax, and this is my excuse. I think I need to relax to give myself a balance. Then I will just shop for clothes. Maybe the clothes are new, but in my closet, the old clothes are still good. But I will still, buy some clothes. Maybe, enjoy some service like entertainment. Sometimes I think I should save more money because I'm still single. I think I should save some money. But I just it's hard to control myself. I think.
Well, that you said a lot of really important things. It's hard to control myself. I do it, but I don't need it. And these are little flags that, as you talk about it, maybe you heard those keywords, and that's something that could be curbed or controlled. So by sharing it with Gina and myself, you might have heard yourself saying some of those things, like that you don't have as much control over it, you don't need it, you should be saving money instead of spending money. So the way you can do that is a couple of ways. If you had a friend, you can say, look, I realize that I spend too much money on clothes, particularly, but shopping online in general. Um, can I report to you each week what I'm doing or if I've done it? This is called accountability. And if it sounds very difficult, it's because we do not want accountability that would cause us to stop our patterns. We like, I'm a grown man. Another way you can do it is create a budget. I create this much of my income for clothing allowance. And you have to stick to that budget each week or each month. And you would have to check with your budget. Do I have money for clothes? A third way is you can make an agreement that I have too many shirts. So if I'm going to buy a new shirt, I have to donate an old shirt. And then you will find that clothing may have more of a pacification or of a role or value in your life than you realize because you want to get, and you never want to get rid of. Like if you see a shirt that you haven't worn in 6 months, you're like, there are people out there without shirts that would enjoy this. And I don't know if you have it in China, but we have places we could donate our old clothes that's in good shape, and then they can clean it and resell it to someone at a much lower rate, like a charity or a place where people who maybe don't have the resources that we have can have a nice thing that was gently used and sat in the closet for 6 months or a year, and we give it. And now they're like, oh, this is such a nice shirt. Woo. Yeah. So there's some things, and if it's painful to hear that, then maybe you do have an issue.
Yeah. Oh, but it's just like a recycle. Happen, then stop, then I feel very happy about my lifestyle. Then it breaks the circle. Then uh, yeah,
I know it's hard. It's hard,
yeah,
but at least it's sometimes you just need to implement things that give you a chance to control it more. And then later you can realize it's not that big of an issue and you can go back to your old way. It's up to you. But the ability to control it allows us to realize that it's not controlling us. And so showing restraint, showing control, creating a budget, gives you that ability for several weeks or a few months and say, you know what? I don't think it was really controlling me as much as I thought, but I am enjoying having the extra money that I'm not spending now that I'm thinking about everything I'm buying. And I'm going to start putting some of that money into another budget or into my savings or into whatever. So, taking a time out from automatic patterns can help us to realize the value of those patterns or that they don't need to be there at all. So, it's like fasting where you stop stop eating salt for a week or two or stop eating sugary things for a week or two. It gives your mouth a chance to recalibrate. And then you taste something that you liked before and you go, "It's too salty. I can't believe I'm eating all that salt." And you would make different decisions, right? But you have to have a timeout where you can change that pattern for a period of time and then see, do I want to do this or not do this?
Yeah, I think I should try. Actually, I'm always trying. I'm always trying to have a better control on myself. I'm always trying. Uh, yeah. And I think I have a nice solution before, but I didn't use it right now. I think uh it's like what, actually when I have the impulsive thought or idea in my mind, and there is another voice in my head said, "Oh, this is not very good. You should stop it." Uh, yeah,
Mm.
there is a voice always, but just you don't have the strong control on yourself, so you will let yourself like just to do this, do that uncontrolling. I think it would be better if you can really listen to your, like immediate sense. That voice in your mind, it tell you you should stop. Then if you
Hmm.
really have this strong action to do this, to compliment or something, I think you should. If you can do this, I think you can really really better control yourself.
Yeah, but you can use friends too. Like you could call Gina, like if you're having a real problem with things. And no, I mean it. I know you guys are not friends. I know you're not friends, but I'm saying a friend like Gina, like for example, someone in your life now that's you're already your friend, and you can say, I wondered if you could help me because when I have this impulse, I want to stop it, but I don't stop it. And can I contact you when I'm having that dilemma, or can I tell you about things I'm doing and get your input? Because then you know that you're going to be accountable. So even if it's late at night and you're online, you're thinking about buying something, you know that each week on Monday you talk to your friend and they say, "Hey, how's it going? How many things did you buy online? How many clothes did you buy this week?" It's going to make you account for, and then you'll realize, man, each week I'm buying a lot of stuff I don't need. Whereas before, you're like, it's just one thing, but it's one thing every day. And then look at the money you're spending and the time. So friends can bring an accountability. And then you might be at the point of buying something and say, "Oh, I'm going to have to talk to Gina this week. And she's going to ask me." It can give you a little more conscientiousness. And you know that if you said, "But Gina, I need clothes. I need a shirt for work. I need a new shirt." They said the color for that meeting or that visitor, we're all going to be wearing light blue. I don't have a light blue shirt. I needed a new light blue shirt. And Gina can say, "Okay, then which one of your shirts are you going to donate so you can buy a new blue shirt?" "Oh, Gina, come on. There's no need. I don't have a light blue shirt." So she can be that voice of reason that makes you feel that you're justifying something. You're rationalizing something. And I just use it as an example because Gina's here and I don't want her to feel left out of the loop. But all of us have people in our lives. Friends friends are very useful in our lives. and we don't include them enough. Like I said, if they're the same sex, you can ask a friend, hey, do you have this impulse? Or do you give in to this impulse? Or do you do this? And yeah, all guys do that. Oh, good. I don't feel like something's wrong with me. If you have an opposite sex friend, you can say, hey, do you guys struggle with this? Do women struggle with this? She could say, no, it's foolish. Why would you do that? And you're like, wow, because most guys I talk to have a problem with that. And you can start to learn from each other, whether it's by gender or by age or just by a different personality type. And Gina can be your source of strength, or you could be Gina's source of strength because you're someone who doesn't know her or interact with her. You could be a voice of reason outside of her family or friends and say, I respect Lucas. Let me ask Lucas Lee and get his input because he sounds reasonable, he's intelligent, and she could ask you something and then get your input. And she can think, well, my husband thinks this, and my brother thinks this. And then I talked to Lucas Lee, and he doesn't know either one of those people. And he said that I think I should do what they're all saying, right? You see how that can work to get you outside of your own brain? So, guys, again, this doesn't mean everybody has a problem, everybody's doing things wrong, but having accountability, someone who will hold you accountable, can actually be what you need to change patterns. So people are amazing, and it's great to have a lot of people in our lives to be there for them and to call upon them when we need help in our lives. There's nothing wrong with that.
Actually, I have one method to solve the guys Lucas problem. Yeah, you can try. You need to work from 9 to 6, right? What's your work time, right? After yeah, after after you get off work, then Jonathan's live stream again. You just come here to practice your English with him. Then you don't have time to think about buying something or anything else. Yeah, I can share with you. Since I download this application, I decided to practice my English. I already don't have any time to think about go shopping or go out to have a hot pot or something else. I don't have time to think about it. I just stay. I just go work and go back home. After that, I remember new words I learned recently, and then I go to the live stream to practice. Yeah, I don't have time to to go shopping to think about it. Yeah, so you can
Sometimes that can
try.
be Yeah, sometimes that can be useful is if you have, because when your mind is idle, like when you don't think of
Yeah,
anything to do, you can get into trouble, right? That's what they say, an idle mind is not good. It's good. Your brain always needs something to focus on, and if it's not focused on anything specifically, it'll roam around, and then we can get into trouble. Yeah. Yeah. Very
yeah.
Maybe I
cool,
should try
guys.
this.
Thank you.
I should try
Hmm?
this. I should try this way.
Yeah,
I think definitely. And actually, I think it's like you don't give yourself too much choices. Too many choices will sometimes confuse you. Like just cut the choices. We only do this. Gradually, we will get used to this. For example,
exactly.
like we are in
Hmm.
like we are in prison. You don't have a choice. You have to follow the schedule. Uh,
Yeah.
Actually, you will get used to it. I think.
Yeah, exactly. You want to disrupt the pattern you already have to give yourself a time to establish new patterns, and then you can resist the old pattern. But if you stay automatic, then I just did, Karen. I just did invite you again. If you stay on autopilot, then you will continue to do the things you're doing. Yeah, and sometimes filling that time with a lot of busyness can be helpful in transitioning. But it's kind of like going around la 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 la. Yeah, sometimes you have to make decisions people can help you. Karen, I invited you again. I don't know what's going on with your connection, but I've invited you like 5 times already. And Abby, I've already invited you also. So,
Johnathan, I maybe need to give others some. So I leave now. Thank you.
okay. See you later.
Thank you a lot. Very appreciation. Yeah.
Of course, we appreciate you also. Take care. Okay, we'll see you, Gina.
Hi, Jonathan. Thanks.
How are I know, I know. And
How
now
are
you're
you?
seeing me, but I can't see you. So my long time still keeps going.
Oh, yeah.
I'm still not seeing you.
I'm sorry
No,
for that.
doing good.
I'll
Thank you.
open
I'm on
the camera
vacation.
next time, maybe.
Next time, maybe. Did you hear that, Lucas? A definite maybe. That's the way people are kind to respond, but give themselves a way out. Like
Okay, next time,
maybe next time.
definitely. Okay.
I'll leave you alone. Definitely next time. Um, we're talking about identifying impulsive behavior that's a problem, not good decision making, not like that, but just things that get you in trouble all the time, and you want to change it. And sometimes Lucas is admitting somewhat that he can't or doesn't want to change some of those patterns. And I challenged him with using the friendship model or just accountability in general. And of course, confessing these things to the public can also help to bring accountability. And sometimes, guys, it's just good to try to see if you can change a pattern just for the control factor. Like, I don't know if it's bad or good, but I just want to stop doing it for 2 weeks and see if I can. Just because you can. And then you can decide to do it after 2 weeks instead of just saying, it's what I've always done,
Yeah,
right?
that is a pattern,
Having
I think.
control over your life. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Um,
And then you can decide if it's a good pattern or not. Yeah, go ahead, please. How
yeah,
about
I'd
you?
like to share with you all that when you have some negative, like angry emotion, actually, it is a pattern that there is um, a science called positive um, cause positive principle. I think when my kids are infant, and I learned about this emotion management from a teacher. There
Okay.
are some steps. If you follow those steps, and you can manage your emotion. The first time that you realize that, oh, I'm in some kind of negative emotion like angry, you realize that, oh, I'm angry right now, or I'm sad right now. So
Mm-hmm.
you can count some seconds. It maybe takes a kid a little longer, but for us adults, it only takes like 4 or 5 seconds to calm down. So the second step that you count down like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then it is a physical design by the God. I think is about is it's about everything. Everybody has this specific physical. I don't know how to say that in our head, just above our forehead, there is I think how to say that um, organization. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
its name, but it controls your emotion. And if you count down like by 5 seconds, then you can it can close. That's you don't have that you can we can say that you can return to yourself. When this organization is open, it's not like yourself, you know. You have that
Mm-hmm.
impulse or emotion that you are not yourself anymore. It's like the animal side, I think. And then you, after 5 seconds, then you return to the human side of yourself.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah,
that's
and
great
then
advice. That's great
after you
advice.
calm down, then the third step that you you can tell yourself, then it is the time you give some response to the people in front of you or the issues in front of you, and then the fourth step you can take action or take movement, you know. This is about actually to teach a kid to management his or her emotion.
Very good.
Yeah,
It's a good
that's
one.
what I'd like to get on stage to share with you. It's called positive principle, I think.
No, it's great, and it's four steps. The reason I kept trying to interrupt is because um, information without consideration is not as useful as if we emphasize each point, then people will absorb it. So whenever I interrupt people on stage, it's because I want to help them to digest what you're saying. Otherwise, it's just drive-by information. But what you said was very important. And so if you guys want to know more about that, you can contact Karen or look up the what she's talking about. Um, and it is very important. I mean, think about salesmen. When you go to buy a car or an appliance or something significant, their goal is to keep you excited. Their goal is to keep you without thinking too much. They want to close the deal that day, not tomorrow. They want to tell you all the wonderful things. They might employ flattery. Oh, look, did you change the color of your hair? That looks great. And they're trying to get your pulse up because when your pulse is raised, your emotions are up and you're less likely to make a well thought decision. You're more likely to do things that keep you feeling good, that keep you at that level of sensation. And I could take that further, but I'm going to get some hate mail. Guys who are into dating a lot of women will also employ flattery, comedy, contact, all those things to get your pulse up, make you feel good about yourself, keep you way up here, be very attentive. All of those things that you might be lacking, you don't want to lose that environment, and then they'll slowly bring you into their web and capture you, and then move on to the next lady. So you have to be aware and implement moments of pause. Well, no, not this time, but maybe next week we can go on another date. They're like, no, right now we're on a roll. I almost have you in the web. I almost have you.
All right.
So
Mhm.
the timeout, and I know many of you, I'm sure that Lucas Lee is a gentleman, and I'm sure you're married, you're already aside from that, but you can look back now and see the known, or maybe they didn't know, they just realized it was working, the strategy of persuasive men or even saleswomen. They will compliment the guy and, oh, does you smell good? Is that a new cologne? Because when the pulse is up, we like to stay in that place. You
You
know,
know,
we
in
like to stay in
China,
that place of feeling good.
in China right now, if you wanna divorce, there is 1 month calm down duration for the divorce. You know, to
It's good.
yeah
It's a
to
good
let
idea.
you to let you calm down before you get a real divorce.
Again, another brilliant. I mean, we make so many laws in this country that are stupid because we're trying to implement, principles of living as a law. You can't do it. It
Yeah,
has to be a
because
conscious.
maybe the
But you
government
guys have a
thinks that
culture, so
many couples make that impulse decision uh, about divorce, so they like to they make this law to let people come down.
it's a good one. And a 1 month delay before you can get married, because a lot of people
No,
just get
there's
married
no
on
that law.
impulse.
The government encourage people to get married, to
But
have kids.
getting
Mhm.
married with thought is better than getting married without thought,
Oh yeah,
because you want to make the strongest version of the word love. People say, I love my car, I love football, I love my dog, I love my wife, I love my mother. They're all different types
yeah.
of love, right?
Hmm.
Hopefully, you don't love your wife like you love your dog. Hopefully, it's different. And so, the one for the wife, primarily, the one for the spouse, should be commitment. That's the biggest form of the word love is commitment. Like, no matter how I feel about you, I'm not going anywhere.
Hmm.
That's commitment. Like in a business relationship, you say, I am committed. I'm going to see this through to the end, even if I don't like it, even if we don't have good communication, even if I don't agree with what you did, we're going to work it out because we are committed as business. That's the biggest form of the word love is commitment. And so before you get into one of those commitments, you should have a moment to consider your decision. So you make your decision of a sound mind, not of an impulse or a physical impulse, right? So I agree with the law to make you wait a month before you get divorced, but I would also suggest that people should go through the engagement process, get to know each other's families, take your time before you commit. Don't just find out his career or her career and say, you guys are a good match. Get married.
All right.
So, yeah. Yeah. Anyway, thank you for bringing that one up. I didn't know that, but I agree with a lot of the things of what China does to restrict. And I know if you live there, you might feel like it's too strict. But our country went from the land of freedom and we reinterpreted freedom to be do whatever you want. That's not what freedom meant when we started this country. But
Hmm.
that's what it has become. And now people do whatever they want to the point of destroying themselves or their family or their jobs or whatever because I can. So, real freedom is being, held into a proper path, right?
All
You
right.
love your kids. You want them to feel free, but you don't give them a knife and when they're 3 years old and say, "Here, play with this."
All right. I agree
Yeah,
with
you
you.
restrict them. Yeah, you restrict them for their own protection, and that's I know it's subjective, but I agree with a lot of the things that your country does to protect their culture and their people. And I know, I got it. I guys, I'm not there. I'm not you, but
But
um, yeah, I think it's a
a lot
powerful
of
thing.
Chinese people are looking forward to the Americans' freedom. We are
Well, you
maybe
yeah, but
Chinese and
you'll use
Americans.
it properly.
Yeah, Chinese and American maybe the two sides of a coin. Maybe.
Well, no, no, no. I mean, so when people come here, I talk to a lot of people who come here for the first time to come to conventions. So a lot of people from China
Mm-hmm.
come to conventions to about products or when something international conventions, and the convention is right by my company, so many of them come to my company for supplies or what they need, so I get to talk with a lot of them. And when I see people come to this country, they still have restraint because they have a culture,
Oh
they
yeah.
have a community,
Mm-hmm.
they have, pride in themselves. So they exercise the freedoms where they maybe didn't have in their countries. That's okay. But they also care about each other. They support each other. They help each other. That's the right way to use the new freedoms. So I think our country looks the best through people who just got here. The people who are here
Right.
do not represent our country well all the time. So I don't say that to put mine down. I think every country has their benefits and their drawbacks, just like every person has their positive sides and areas they can work on. But I really do appreciate seeing my country through other people because
Mhm.
they appreciate it, they respect it. It's super cool. So keep coming, guys. If you're coming here, because this country was made up of people coming here, but it doesn't mean you have to give up your culture.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that. I think it's wonderful to see other cultures here because my grandparents came from other countries.
Mhm.
So I understand that, and it helps to remind me that this country was built with other cultures in mind, right?
All right.
So, yeah. But I also want to visit your country because I think it has a lot of
Welcome.
really cool stuff.
It's
Welcome.
very
Yeah.
I have
special,
friends.
different
Yeah.
from.
I have friends that they have like lived in Beijing or the other cities for like 12 years. They like it
Yeah.
here. Yeah.
So I think it's the same thing. You know, the world, we all need each other. We used to be islands unto ourselves,
Mm.
but just like
Right.
the wisdom of China's modernization that started, what, 70 years ago from a leader you had, now has brought you into world influence. They saw it was going to happen, it was inevitable. You couldn't just contain yourself, you'd have to cooperate with other parts of the world. And through that leadership, now you are at the top. You guys are direct competitors for many of the world markets and influences of where things are going because of the foresight. It comes with a compromise because now you have some Western influence invading your country. But because of your culture, you'll be able to protect yourself from a lot of the harmful side effects of that. And so it's a great example. It's a great example for the world to still have a culture, still welcome others, but maintain your focus in your culture. Yeah, I don't mean that in flattery, guys. I'm not just tickling your ears. I work with China the most, and I know many of your countries welcome foreigners to come there with respect to your country. You don't want them to come there and change your country. You want them to come there and respect your country. And so, yeah. Anyway, I got a little preachy. Sorry.
Sure, Lucas.
But
Lucas, you have
yeah,
something
yeah,
to say, I think.
Uh,
yeah. Say something, Lucas. You're such a gentleman.
yeah, yeah. Yeah. So uh, I think when I was younger, I kind of really like like look up on America, like the Western countries. I think when I was younger, yeah, I think wow, America, like some European countries. Oh wow, I think really like so good. Uh, but when I gradually my age is increasing and my ideas actually change. I still believe that like America, UK, they are really fantastic countries, definitely. But I believe one sentence is America is not heaven.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Okay.
That's a good.
Yeah,
That's
it's
a good
not
statement.
heaven.
That's a
I
good
get
statement.
you.
It's not
Yeah.
heaven, and China is not very bad. So it's like
Yeah.
yeah, definitely because I was born Chinese, so China will still be a very nice place for me to live. I think I
Yeah. Yeah.
believe
Yeah.
that, and
Yeah. Yeah.
and China, I think China like the environment. I think it's in the medium. I think the
Uh oh.
level of
Mm-hmm.
China's environment is, I think, it's like medium. It's in the
Mm-hmm.
middle, I think, maybe like as a civilization or something. I think it's still growing. It's still growing because people are growing. Because people are changing. People are
Yeah.
changing.
Yeah.
People's ideas are changing, and because more and more people they went abroad. They go outside to see. They study. They do business outside, and many people their views are changing. And China, I believe that it's gonna be better and better. And I still believe that my future is in China because I think English is kind of like my skill, one of my skill, and I can use this skill to do something in China. I think, but if I go to
Absolutely.
America, everybody can speak better English than me. Right? I think my advantage, like education background, everything. my advantage still can appear in China when I live in China, when I stay in China. Uh, so I love the country because I hope I can have a. I think if I have a chance, like to have a career, a really nice future, this chance definitely probably will, in China.
Yeah. No, and guys, we're dancing around some of the guidelines, but we're not talking negatively about either
Yeah.
country. We're talking about diversity and why it's so important for us to embrace the advantages of everyone's perspective.
Yeah.
And sometimes you want to relocate where you can express yourself differently. Doesn't mean good or bad, it just means differently.
Mhm.
Sometimes you want to learn English so that you can be more useful in your native country. Other times you want to learn English so that you can qualify to go to another country. So it's to each their own. But I think as we all learn more to cooperate with one another, you don't have to surrender your culture or your country in order to, cooperate with each other.
Yeah, I
If I
think
were to go to
language
China,
is a
I'm sure I would
tool.
love it. If you
Mm-hmm.
guys come here, I'm sure you'd find a way to love it. If I stay here or you stay there, so those are things that have been um, stronger considerations in the past. But now we're all connected through technology, and whatever suits you and your world, because each one of us has our own world.
Yeah.
One life to live, right? And
Mm-hmm.
so, you have to make your own decisions based on you and your family, and that's cool. It's okay.
Yeah, I like one sentence when I registered on Hello Talk. That Hello Talk is said that language is a window. It opens a window to communicate with other people, with other cultures. They're different, and they have different opinions. That the language allows you to communication, see the other people opinions or some
Mm-hmm.
advantages and disadvantages. It's not about good or bad. It's about different diversity
Yeah.
in the on the earth. We, yeah, like you said, Jonathan, we only live once.
Yeah, I mean, building bridges instead of walls. It's
Mm-hmm.
so easy to build.
Right, but
So guys, your
Americans
guys are
will
asking.
leading the business war.
Yeah, 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 yeah. There's that. Shania and other people are asking about the discussion. Guys, something you'll learn about our community is our goal is fluency. So we may or may not adhere to the specific topic. My goal is to motivate you guys to want to speak because when you are passionate about the topic, you will not think as critically about your English. You'll just use it.
Mhm.
And so I'm a fluency encourager or coach or something. I'm not an English teacher. So I change up the topics based on what I think will stimulate the response from you guys. Sometimes they're topics that help with life or things like that. But if one of our digressions is getting more flow from you guys, then we'll stay there. If the people on stage are growing and developing, then I will keep them there as long as they want to or can stay because I want to see progress and development and you guys to feel that you're enhancing your English. So I can't help 52,000 followers. I can't help that. I can help two people on stage. So I appreciate the followers. I'm glad you guys have joining our study group. We may or may not be what you expect, but if you see that we're a community, we're not just a broadcast. If you see that we're people, not just personalities, then you might get involved with not just the people you see the most, like Candy and I, but you might get involved with each other because we're kind of all in the same boat. If you join our private group, I would hope that you feel that we're all in the same boat. We have the same perspective, the same goals, and you can help each other because most of you have more time to be with each other than to wait for time with me or with Candy or whatever. So that's our objective, and we fully satisfied that today. I'm so happy that I met with Lucas Lee, and I'm glad that Karen came and showed herself again. This has been very productive, guys. I'm on vacation. I'm in a place called Riverside, which is near LA. And then tomorrow I leave for Solvang, which is a Dutch city inside the United States. Dutch city. So it looks like Holland. It's got windmills and older buildings and bakeries, and my Christian mom lives there. It's very
Wow, cool.
natural. It's in the hillside, and I'm taking you guys with me. So like the sun's starting to come out now. If we were in Solvang and I was in my lodge, I would just pick up the phone and walk outside with you guys so you can see the wonderful town. We'll do that. We'll do that not tomorrow because I'm traveling, but the day after tomorrow when we have a live stream, I might just do that. I might just say, "Hey, Lucas, hey, Karen, let's go for a walk." And then we'll pick the phone up and show you outside and we'll go on a little tour of Solvang.
Yeah, I
So,
appreciate that.
guys,
That's cool.
thank you so much. Lucas Lee, I don't know if we're in contact. Let me make sure that we have a direct connect. Yeah, we've chatted. I added you to the group. Messages between the time difference, I may not respond right away, but within 24 hours, I answer all my text messages. You have a friend in the United States, so don't feel, yeah, don't feel
Sure,
disconnected
you
if
said
you,
you will go
yeah.
Riverside?
I'm in Riverside right now,
Wow, I
and
used to live
this is
near there, you know. Yeah,
what? So
I
cool.
lived for in Chino Hills for 3.5 years.
We just went to we just went to Chino Valley yesterday to our church.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Calvary Chapel Chino.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, super cool, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a small world. It's a small
Yeah, it's
world.
a
Thank you,
small world.
Lydia. Can't wait to see Jenny Z says, can't wait to see. Guys, thank you so much. Karen, it's great to see you again.
Great.
Lucas, I have to go for now, guys.
Okay, bye bye.
Yeah, that's
See
Bye.
okay.
you
Bye
Have
soon.
a good night. Get some
bye.
rest.
Bye
Enjoy your trip.
bye.
Bye. We'll see you guys later. Bye for now. So guys, we're out of
Bye.
time. It's been 2 hours. I'll clear the stage here real
Okay,
quick.
see you next time.
And okay, my friend, take care. Today we started by talking about the topic that's scrolling at the top is controlling impulsive behavior. And we did spend the better part of an hour doing that. It was great. Um, we had Candy here, and she elaborated very well and shared some things. We had other guests on stage, and then we evolved to where we had Lucas Lee and Karen here with us on the second half. We digressed a little bit into some country dynamics. I think it was very peaceful and complimentary. So I'm going to go for now, guys. Sorry about that. And we'll talk to you later. All right, take care of each other. Bye for now.